Hello YouTube, Tammy here, the Yarn Crafter, coming out today with a whip video for you. But before we get started, I'm a little nasal today. I've got a bit of a head cold going on. It started on Monday. First time I can ever recall ever having a head cold, so we're going to try to muscle through this, so please bear with me. And it's the two whips I've got. I'm going to start with my socks. When I showed them last time, I literally only had casted them on and gotten one round done. Since then, I'm going to try to show you the right side, which is where my stitch marker is. I have got the toes done and part of the foot done. So, I'm trying to flatten them on the needle. For some reason, they're really curly. I think it's because of the fact that it's a wool yarn. But here is sock one for you. I hope you guys can get a good see of that. And then this will be sock two. And yes, I do them two at a time. I love doing this method. So there's sock two for you. Now, yeah, colors obviously aren't the same. They are the same color way. It's just the way they're spun, as you can see here. Like, they're not the same. They got the same colors throughout, but one thing I did notice, and I'm going to show it here, hopefully you guys can see it, is the bright yellow. The one that's in my right hand has green speckles, where the one in my left hand does not. So it's kind of weird, and even when you look at the yellow down here at the bottom, it's still solid yellow, where this yellow has green speckles. But they are the same colorway. I did look, and they are. A little pet peeve I've got, and I know I don't have OCD or anything like that, but for those who do, I'm sure this would bother the heck out of them, because it bothers the heck out of me. And it's called control. Like, I understand when yarn's being made, you know, the more they can whip out, the more the product they can whip out, the more it can get out to the public, the more it can get sold, so on. But if it's going to be a striping yarn, because the one skein, I did have a tie on, and it totally, the two colorways are nothing alike. Like, the two colors that they join together are not even remotely close. And I feel that if it's a striping yarn, they need to have a little better color control tying on new yarn. But I do understand the manufacturer's got to whip out what they can as quickly as they can. They got a ton of machines going. They got, you know, sometimes it's a little hard to keep up with it. But yeah, it's the only pet peeve I've had so far with the yarn. It is 100% wool, so it's going to be washed by hand, lay flat to dry, which I'm okay with. Like, I don't plan on wearing these often. They're going to be like my winter socks for at the trailer. They're 50-gram balls. So they're going to be shorty socks. I wear a size 10 shoe. So once we get the heel put in and maybe 2 rounds of the ankle, I'll be trying them on like every couple rounds, because I have a funny feeling it's going to be a very short cuff and a very short leg. But we'll see how it comes out. You never know, right? And I did decide as well, since the last pair I made, the pink pair, where I had done something wrong with the second one. I have no idea what I did. That, because the pink pair I showed you guys a few weeks back, the second sock I made was bigger than the first one. So I think I may have switched needles. And then when I bound off the cuff, and I bound them off in pattern, so if it was a knit stitch, I bound off in knit. If it was a purl stitch, I bound off in purl. But I noticed with the second sock I made in the pink ones, the second one, the ankle's very tight, but yet the sock itself is bigger than the other one. And I counted rows to make sure I was in sync with how many rows and stitches for both socks. So I don't know what I did. I really don't. I still to this day can't figure out what I did. So I determined with these socks, when I get to the cuff section, and I've got, say, maybe 1, maybe even 2 rounds of rib to do, I'm going to go up 1 or 2 sizes in my needles and then really, really, really hope that when I'm binding them off, that I'm binding off very loosely. So it's got that natural stretch that you want in the bind off in the rib, because I don't know what else to do. And with me and knitting, if I got to tear it back to fix whatever I did wrong, I'm tearing the whole thing out and starting over. And I really, really, really don't want to be doing that with these socks. So that's where I am with my socks right now. Hopefully next week I'll be closer to the heel. The other project I'm making, okay, so the socks are just for fun. I'm not on a time crunch or anything for those. I picked them up and thought, let's cast them on, let's get going. The other project I'm working on is for collab / make along Erin's got going on her channel over at Crafting Kitty, and this one, the theme is dragon. She's done 2 other collabs in the past, and I meant to look to see who it was, and I'm sorry, I forgot who she's doing the collab with, and I did not go and look. But like I said, this time around it's dragon, so make anything dragon related. And I found this really cute silhouette that I like. Now, where the stitch marker, no, I was lower than that, I think. I'm not even sure I think the stitch marker's in the right spot. Not sure if I was lower or if I just put it there or what. But I'm going to assume where the stitch marker is roughly, yeah, that'd be about where I was when I showed it last week. So here is the front of the panel I'm making. It's turning out so cute. And then here is the back of the panel. And what I'm going to do is, now where this green yarn is going down here on both sides, you can see there's 2 yarn stitch markers. I added an extra 5 stitches on each side because I know at one point this green will be, there will only be 1 stitch of peach here, and the same I think on this side at one point. And so I wanted a little extra peach on each side. And I did do 5 rows of the peach at the bottom because the pattern would have called for only 1 row of the peach and then right into the silhouette of the dragon. And that I didn't like, so I added the extra stitches, which I think gives it a nice size trim around it. And then I'm going to be doing a second panel with just solid peach with the same amount of stitches across, same amount of rows up. And then in the green, I'm hoping to sew those 2 panels together. And then I'm thinking, because like I said, it's 5 stitches here, go in another 5 maybe, and then do 5 stitches of a handle. And then same on this side, so go in 5 stitches and then have the next 5 be the handle and do like decent strap size. I don't know yet. I'm kind of making it up as I go. But this will be my entry for her dragon theme, and it's going to be a dragon silhouette bag. I think it's going to turn out quite cute. I've made a few mistakes here on the inside, like on the back side, but it's going to be on the inside of the bag. Who's going to really notice? Originally, when I started this, I was doing it in a pink and a purple. And I don't think it was a silhouette, though, I started with originally. It might have been, but I don't think it was. But I was going to do it in the pink and purple and then frame it and put it up on my wall. And then I ended up losing said pattern. I couldn't exactly remember which one I did. So I restarted, and then I thought, no, I'm going to make it into a bag just because I like it. So those are the only whips I have on the go. I still haven't touched Sophie. The row I'm on right now on her, the way the instructions are written for the short side, I don't know if it's a mistake or not. And I want to do the whole round the way I think it should be, because it's totally unbalanced if the book is right. And then start the next round and see if the stitches I end up doing were what was supposed to be there. So I've been kind of him and hawing about picking her up right now. But other than that, not much going on. I will not have a video for tomorrow for things we're making Thursday because I haven't done any more coasters. I am not going to do any more coasters. I just made the one, and I showed you guys a bit of a slideshow last week of other ones I made in the past. So I'm not going to make any more because I don't know many people who use coasters nowadays. So if I make all these coasters, I have no clue what I'm going to do with them. So I kind of stopped with the one. And then Friday, I do have an FO for you guys, a finished object. Uh, had I waited about an hour from filming last week's finished object video, I could have had this week's in it, but I wasn't sure what color I was going to be using. And spoiler, it's not the color I thought it would be, unfortunately. So it kind of threw my plans for finishing the project the way I thought I was going to do it. And even if I decided still to do it that way, I'd have to go out and buy more yarn because I used a lot of the white in the bag I showed you guys last week. So I did it right now without a trim. Who knows, I may add a trim to it later, but right now it's not trimmed. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go give my voice a rest, give my nose a rest before I start sneezing on you guys. Have a great night, and I will see you guys Friday. Bye for now.